Burton with Bryan State.
Pioneers victorious as they knock off Mars Hill 79-66. That's back-to-back conference wins. That's 4 games this week for this Pioneer team. You talk about some weary legs. Didn't notice that really today. Maybe in the first half a little bit, but this second half, a team that shot 16 of 23, 70% for that second half. Made 12 three-pointers on 25 attempts. Again, good shot selection today, I think, by the Pioneers. Joined by Pioneer J.T. Burton. You can tell me whether or not that's right. But I think in the first half we also took good shots, but I thought it looked like we were maybe a little bit road weary. Mitchell tried to give it a go, and he's still a bit banged up there as well. And I think that, when he goes out, it just took us a second to kind of get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, he got hurt in practice. He got a hip pointer and couldn't fight through it. He said he couldn't go. So, but, Jacob Hobbs did a really good job of coming in and playing, because we put him on the defensive end at X2, and because he can challenge a lot of three-point shots, and he does a really good job up top. So I thought we did a really good job of adjusting to Justin not being able to play.
Yeah, and I did think that was just a little bit of a thing. And, you jumped out quick. They battled back. You go on a 16-2 run there in that first half. They continued to battle. Even though they weren't making shots, it was an interesting halftime score, and it was like a rivalry there in that second half. There were some things that went against us that, was right or not, but they were capitalizing. A second straight game for us where we've kind of turned it over, and teams are capitalizing on our turnovers.
It kills us. And I was going to look at. Told the guys after the game we had a trifecta. You got 20 personal fouls, 20 assists, and 21 turnovers.
Yeah,
that right there on the road is a recipe for a disaster.
Yeah.
But out of those 20 turnovers or 21 turnovers that we had, I think 10. I'm serious. Like 10 charges was literally called or travel. So we got to clean that up, because you can't win like that. That's a recipe for a disaster, especially when you're on the road.
I got 7 offensive fouls. You're right. I think it was 3 traveling violations for this team. What we did do today was shoot from 3 and make free throws, and that was solid.
Yeah, and I told the guys, we just got to – the biggest thing is, if you notice, we kind of slowed it down. And we ain't turning the ball over that leads directly to points a lot of times, especially today. And, we did a really good job of, getting the ball inside, taking care of the basketball.
And I thought it was Jacob Hobbs. He may have hit the biggest shot of the game at a point where you get a little extra pass, but he hit 2 threes today. He hadn't made a 3 this year. But I recognize 2 of his shots that, they're kind of getting back into it. They're forcing some turnovers, and they're in their press. They're scoring. They were on a 6-0 run. Boom, he hits a 3, and that just really changed things.
Yeah, we did a really good job of breaking the press when we didn't turn it over. And then I think it was Jalen hit for the one more at the top, and he did a really good job of stepping in and making that 3. It's a difference, though, because he's been getting in the gym. And I told him, I said, you can just tell it. You could tell when guys get in the gym, and you could tell when guys, start working and continue to work. And that's a testament to the staff, too, because they do a really good job with these guys.
It's staying after them.
Just staying after them. And it's hard, man. It's a long grind.
Yeah.
And but our biggest thing is consistency. And our assistants and the players being consistent by getting in the gym.
A Pioneer team that, for Connor Jordan, his second straight game with a 20-point game, with 21 and a half in his last 2. I think he's about 18 points a game in his last 3. And again, a young man that's making shots. He's getting to the free throw line, but good shots for him. Maybe a couple of strange passes, but regardless, this guy is seeing open guys, getting assists, getting rebounds somehow, getting second chance opportunities, and scoring the ball.
I think teams take him for granted because he's a smurf, little bitty guy, but he's so crafty with the left hand. He can make standstill threes, and he does a really good job of attacking, and that's when his IQ is a little bit way higher than I thought, and he does a really good job of attacking the ball, attacking the basket, and doing what he's supposed to do, especially making the right read. If you remember, I think in the late when they was making a run, he made the ball, drove the ball, and hit James or somebody. I know a Nadi, and it was just when he does that, it's hard to guard, and he puts so much pressure on their guards. And when he can finish at the rim, and he's about an 88% free throw shooter, it's pretty tough to guard.
And then Anadi, for the second straight game, he's in foul trouble, but another double-double, the 9th of the season, the 10th of his career. And, again, he makes another winning play with the ball off the backboard. It comes off real hard. He's able to catch it and finish. And I'm impressed with Mars Hill's size. They were extremely physical with him today, and he was able to finish through a lot of contact.
He did a really good job. I sent him a text message earlier today, right after shoot-around. I just told him, I said, you in the last 2 games, you didn't have a double-double. And I said, you got to play within yourself because people are starting to scout him. He catch the ball up top, he drive it. They're going to try to draw a charge on him. Yeah. And I thought after he took that drew that charge down there one time late in the first half, he started to get on the post. I mean, they can't. He's really crafty, as you see. He was 7 for 8 from the field, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 1 for 1 from the three, and he had a double-double. And that's the not a legit. I tell him double-doubles don't matter unless we win. We have to win, and he did a really good job of doing that today.
All right, so LMU with 2 minutes to play, they're up 11 on the Eagles, who have battled and stayed in this game. Ren Dyer's having a big game for Carson Newman. That's our next opponent at the place Jalen Crowder built somewhat.
Yes.
That come from behind win last year. But this is I tell you what, Carson Newman is solid. This has been nip and tuck the entire way. And that zone is tough. Your zone is tough. Should be an epic battle Wednesday night.
It's going to be one for the ages. I told the guys just want to go. I said, you got to enjoy this win. But come Wednesday, the team down the road, they're hungry. Yeah. And they got several guys that was in that game last year. And so they're going to be built a little bit different. I told them, I said, guys, guess what? All their guys, the school comes back, lets in on Monday. They start school again on Monday.
Oh, wow.
So that place is going to be rocking, but it's going to be fun. It's a great rival. It's one of those things that, you see on television with the big teams, with the Power Fives. But at this level in that small gym, that rival right there, and Coach will have them ready, and we'll be ready to go as well.
I love that atmosphere, especially with the students back. It's
going to be unbelievable.
None like it. I just come to Holt, just check it out. It's going to be great Wednesday. Coach, good win here today. Good stuff.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
He's Pioneer coach J.T. Burton. The Pioneers get their second straight win, their 7th straight against Mars Hill, and they look forward to Carson Newman on Wednesday. Your final score, Tusculum 79, Mars Hill 66. Pioneer basketball in our postgame after this continues on the Pioneer Sports Network.